Hello, my friends, and welcome back to PlayStation Live from E3. To my left, Justin Massengill. Good to see you, sir.
Hi, everybody.
To his left, hi, Jonathan Biddle from One Bit Beyond. We are talking about this game, Swords of Ditto, which I just heard the premise and structure of which I did not know about.
Oh.
And there is a sense of repetition in playing these micro RPGs over and over again.
Hence the Ditto.
Exactly. And Jonathan, tell me a little bit about, first of all, the origin of that sort of structure, that kind of cyclical nature of your game.
Well, yes, you're right. This is the first time we've really had to talk about this. But the structure of the game, as you say, it's micro RPG. So instead of like a really long story, 20, 30 hours, what we're trying to do is to get people to play really small, condensed stories with everything you'd expect. We have experience leveling up, we have gadgets and things to play, things to use. But we've condensed it down to 2-hour chunks. And instead, what happens is you have a 2-hour story, and each of the stories that come after, they all relate to each other. So when you finish the first story, that becomes the legend of the second story.
Oh, nice.
So the people in this story, they talk about the deeds that you did in the first one. They talk about this great hero who turned up with his vinyl frisbee. We have these silly gadgets. and vanquished evil and saved the land. And they erect a statue to you in the town. And they're all in reverence of you.
Is that all linearly scripted, or is it kind of based on the things that you do in each playthrough?
Absolutely, it depends on exactly what happens during the first story.
Nice.
I mean, this is illustrated really by the fact that you might not actually win. People who play the game, it's actually reasonably difficult. It looks kind of cute, but it's intentionally challenging. And if you fail the story, then actually what happens is, for generations, for 100 years, evil takes over the land.
Oh.
And all the people, they live in this oppressed regime with the evil, who we call Momo. She takes over the land. Things look way more decrepit. People get a bit more depressed.
Wow.
And the evil is easier to find around it. So if you come in the second story and you fail the previous, then you know there's a bit of guilt there. You're not feeling so good about that, and you see all the repercussions of your actions.
Yeah.
And it's up to you again to try and save these people in the island of Ditto.
Wow, that sounds awesome.
Right?
And this
Dude, it's like right up our alley, man.
This reminds me of an old PSP game called Half Minute Hero. Did you ever play this one?
Absolutely, yeah.
Except that was micro. That was literally 30 seconds.
A little even more micro.
We have a little bit more time than that. Yeah, absolutely.
And we're seeing some footage here, Jonathan. Maybe you could tell us a little bit about, first of all, the art style. I mean, let's just put it out there. What made you guys want to take this direction? It's so colorful. It's immediately gripping and engaging.
Well, I think we've seen in the response from everyone since we've unveiled it that we made the right choice. We were very keen that we didn't want to do a game that looked like any other game, and it's kind of difficult to do that these days. But you know, a lot of RPGs of this style, they have pixelated 2D graphics, which is absolutely fine, but it's very hard to stand out in that genre anymore.
Yeah,
so we spent a while trying to make sure that we could make the most of HD display. The game runs at 1080p, 60 frames per second. And we wanted the characters to be a big part of this game, whether it was like the good guys or the bad guys. And now we've got the chance to animate things in a very expressive manner. Facial expressions are very prominent. You can see it gives it so much more character. And the world is just alive with the vibrancy, really. It's quite an original kind of look. It's very much like a cartoon show. This is what we were going for.
And the thing I want to point out, which when we just passed the store, is that there is a lot of, I mean, this is a modern world, but with some bleeding into the fantasy realm, and I love that. I feel like that's something you don't really see in RPGs a lot unless you go full science fiction. It's either your full fantasy or your full science fiction. I feel like this is a really nice little twist. It kind of has its own unique groove, right?
That's right. We're trying again, we want to do things differently. Everything about this is kind of trying to push boundaries and do things in a different direction. And the fantasy RPG, like you say, it's just something that we want to try to veer away from. So it has a mixture of both styles, really. People have satellites. Yeah, well, kind of so. Yeah. we have satellite dishes on houses, and people they have Wi-Fi passwords and things. It's very very much a modern RPG.
Oh, man. And is that like a quest reward? Someone gives you their Wi-Fi password?
Well, we were thinking about that. Maybe when you get the map for the dungeon, all you do is find the Wi-Fi password. It's like, you've got the Wi-Fi password.
And I know that co-op, you know, as a parent, you were just describing that you wanted to build a co-op game because you want families to be able to play with one another. I mean, how was that designing something for co-op that can be both enjoyed solo and with another player?
It was great fun more than anything. Like you say, I'm a dad, so I've been playing with my kids who are probably watching actually. And we
want to give a quick shout out?
Frankie and Louie. Hey guys, you all right? So we play a lot of games together, and anything that's got a co-op element is immediately put to the top of the pile. And we've had so many fun kind of gaming sessions over the years that for me it was a no-brainer. What I wanted to do with this and with the style that we have, to make this a cooperative adventure, two kids on an adventure working together, and it's something that you can see when some of the interactions actually is coming up in a second in the video. The way that the two kids work together. If your partner goes down and loses all his health, which I think will happen shortly, then the other kid has to give him a great big hug.
Oh, really?
And you share your energy.
Yeah,
and it brings him back to life.
Is this only going to be local play, Jonathan?
This is only local play.
Okay,
yeah.
got it. So you
really
want those kids to pile onto the couch together and play?
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And tell us a little bit about the combat, because like you said, you want it to be accessible and cooperative. But how do you kind of balance out that sense of challenge and pushing a player forward with the combat system?
Well, the combat system, the game isn't intentionally meant to be. Oh, here we go. We're going to have the hook here.
Yes.
You share energy and that's it.
Oh my God, that's so adorable.
It's true teamwork, you know.
Do we have a cutest game award we can give out?
I think we need to address that today.
I think we'll discuss it after the show.
Yeah.
No, but you were saying about the combat. I mean, how is it designed in the moment to moment?
So the combat really, it's we have this beautiful, cute skin, but really we've always made quite intricate games, quite deep games. The games I made before are Stealth Inc. and Stealth Inc. 2.
Oh yeah.
And we worked with Nintendo on the Fluidity games and on 3DS and on Wii. So we learned from them how to make puzzle games. But we've always made these really intricate, in-depth games. And for me to hide this kind of in-depth combat inside this kind of pretty cute shell, it's kind of like a wish come true, a dream come true for me.
Yeah, I saw there was melee combat, range combat. I saw critical hits happening.
There's a lot going on. Yeah, there's various elements in play as well. Like literally, you have a fire, poison, and this thing we call ether. Each of those interacts in different ways. It's possible to dizzy opponents, which gives you free critical attacks. There's certain frame windows in which you can do more critical damage. And
this feels like a real actual combination of the action type game and the RPG type game. You're taking kind of the best of both worlds and mashing them together, it feels like.
Yeah, I feel that some RPGs, they don't do really deep combat, and that's a stylistic choice, I think, for those people. They have more about the numbers and the leveling up. But ours is, we're very much more about moment to moment, the controls, everything runs really fluidly, really quickly. You have a role in which you're invulnerable while you're moving around. It allows you to dash really quickly from enemy to enemy. You can interrupt that with an attack really quickly, straight into a combo.
Wow.
And you have all these gadgets as well that you can instantly bring, and they're kind of like heavy weapons in some way. They give you like an edge in a fight. So we have various pillars in the game. One of them is the combat. Another one is the puzzles. You're seeing some puzzle gameplay on here now.
There's so much going on. I love it.
Yeah, there's a lot to kind of get through. Because the world is always randomly generated, and everything's different each time.
Nice.
You can see here we're using the vinyl frisbee, which is like a record player. It can carry fire as well, so you can throw it at a torch and bring fire back to you. It can also go through slots. There's some slots in the wall that I like to pass through. We create very interesting puzzles with these kind of elements, and then we randomize them. So every time you do this type of dungeon, it's different every time, different kind of challenges. And mixed up with the combat, it gives us a great, it's a kind of a trap room as well. It gives us an opportunity we're always varying what the player is doing. The dungeons that you find, they're very much more focused than the overworld. Overworld's highly randomized, and you can come across all kinds of things, lots of NPCs to talk to, little quests that you might be sent on, and there's always rewards to find. You can upgrade your character with stickers. They have magical stickers. So
I saw that they picked up the sticker pack earlier.
That's right. So the sticker packs are magically sealed. You can't actually get inside them. You have to take them to the sticker collector, and he goes, I think this is this, and he pulls it out, and it's like it's a
he knows the holographic is a really rare one, and that'll give you better stats.
Yeah. So we have limited edition stickers, we have rare stickers, and each of them give you better stats and so on.
Oh man, reminds me of opening booster packs when I was a youngin'.
This is it. Yeah, we're trying to riff on that really, and there's an NPC in the game where you can go and you can swap. So you give him the ones you got double of, and he'll give you ones that you don't have.
Nice.
It's all very much riffing on this kids on an adventure thing.
Awesome. This sounds so fun.
I know. I think there's only one thing left to say, Justin. And it's that you have to shave your head and grow a beard so that we can really just be rocking this out all together.
All right. Anyone have
Sorry,
a razor?
dude.
Let's do this live on the air.
Live from PlayStation Live from either. Jonathan, the game looks amazing. Do you have any final thoughts or things that people should be looking forward to when you guys come out next year?
I just hope that people really enjoy it. We've made a game that is for anyone, really. It should appeal to hardcore gamers as well as to people with kids and families. It's got everything, really. Hopefully people really enjoy it.
Awesome. Jonathan, it's such a pleasure to have you on the show. Thank you
Ditto.
for coming on. Looks fantastic. Justin, always a pleasure. And always a pleasure to have you guys watching. There you are. I see you over there. We are still here at PlayStation Live from E3. We have a whole day of programming ahead, a whole day tomorrow as well, so do not go anywhere. Stay with us.
PlayStation